Well, good evening and welcome to my Psychic Connection right here, Journey Ryan Live, guys. I am Journey Ryan and it is Thursday night. I know, guys, it's not Monday. What? Journey's online? What's going on? Well, you know, I've been talking about the new people that we're bringing forth, and we are going to be bringing on more psychics here on my Psychic Connection right through our Thursday show. So we're going to be bringing forth, yes, a new psychic, someone you guys have not had a chance to get a reading from, and I'm looking forward to you guys being able to get that chance and that opportunity to communicate with this person who is absolutely amazing, mind-blowing person. I'm really looking forward to bringing that forward. So guys, how we do things here, you guys know that we are not going to take general, medical, or legal readings. Guys, do know that if you would like a more in-depth reading or something longer than the 2 free minutes that you have, then go ahead and send a donation and we will put you on the list for that and give you guys that opportunity. If you guys are looking for a mediumship, tonight is not going to be that night for mediumship, but I will be more than happy to connect with you guys medium-wise on Friday. Tonight is all about our new guests tonight, and they're an amazing tarot reader, rune reader, astrologer, and everything else that I could think of under the sun. And they're absolutely amazing. Their mind blew me away the minute I met them and got the chance to connect with them on a one-on-one level, and was really looking forward to having them come forward on the show for you guys to get an opportunity to meet them. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and bring on Cassidy the Card Slinger. What's up, Cassidy?
Hi, Journey. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here tonight.
I am so excited to have you. And as I was just telling everybody, your mind blew me away when I got a chance to connect to your energy on that level. And I was like, wow, this is somebody I want to connect with. This is somebody I need to be in connection with. And so I was telling Squirrel when I first connected to your energy, it's like, I see a scientific mind. This is someone who just blows me away. I was like, lab coats, beakers, like literally sees things from so many levels. You're not a one-sided person. So you're like, I see the tree over here, but if I run over here, what do I see? And if I stand over here, if I do this, but what if I stand on my head? And what if I turn around and look back really fast? What do I see? Like, you were catching it from all angles, and I was just completely blown away, as I am blown away with all the psychics that we bring here to my Psychic Connection. So that's why they're here. And that's why you're here.
Oh,
and now you get that opportunity to be here with everybody, and looking forward to being able to share them with you and you with them and just have a great time. Guys, do remember to be kind and courteous and to have your questions posted so you guys can be on our list. You guys know how this works. So what we're going to do is we're going to see who we have on our list. Those questions can be posted. If you guys are posting a general and a medium, or a medium, guys, say that for Friday. But if you guys are posting general, legal, and medical, we can't. Sorry, guys, I'm having a brain fart at the same time. Got so much in my head. But if you guys do that, we're going to have to keep on moving on. We'll tell you what you did wrong, and then we'll move on. So, guys, try to... Now, you can rephrase your question, but we'll put it at the end of the list. We don't want to do that. But before we get started, as I'm talking about Cassidy, I'm going to let Cassidy tell us a little bit about herself. Cassidy, tell everybody, not just myself, but everyone who's listening, a little bit about yourself.
Yes. Hello. So I am Cassidy the Card Slinger. My passion is reading cards. As Journey said, I'm a tarot reader, but I will read any of the different types of bits of paper, shall we say. Tarot cards, Lenormand, oracle cards, playing cards, Yeah, I mean, I've even tried to do it with an Uno deck before, or even, a Monopoly deck. You can divine with anything. And I'm very interested in many different modalities, and I've been studying for many, many years. It's really something I'm super passionate about. And after I started doing it with every waking moment that I had, I decided to move into a space of doing it professionally. So I started to reach out to different people, and I'm really excited that my path crossed here with Journey and the wonderful folks at My Psychic Connection, because I've watched the show for a long time and I really like what they're doing here. So I couldn't be more excited to be joining the team and to be here answering everyone's questions. There's a lot of wonderful questions that are already rolling in, and that I see answered on this show. And it's such a beautiful gift to be able to be a part of somebody's journey, right? Like when someone comes to you and asks for advice or guidance or information, to be someone who can help. That's really what I want to be here for, right? If a reading can be useful in any way, shape, or form, that is what it's all about. So I'm quite a practical reader. As Journey mentioned, I'm not a medium, but pretty much any of the other topics that aren't, legal or health related, I'm happy to dive into tonight. So yeah, I mean, there's a little bit about me. I kind of want to talk about everybody else, but
All right. No, we love that. We love that you gave us a little bit of insight, and we love that. And guys, make sure you guys are tapping that screen, sharing that love, sharing our live wide and far for everyone to be a part of. Guys, do know that Cassidy is joining us. This is her first live with you guys. So let's share the love. Show her what we've got here. We have a lot of great people here. We always have great support. Let's show Cassidy that love and support that we get on all of our shows. Guys, we do look forward to talking to all of you. And how we're going to do it is we're going to call out your question. We're going to call out your name. They're going to post your question from the back. And then we are going to be able to read on that. Cassidy is going to sling down some of them cards, as she's the card slinger, and get you guys some great information. You guys know what it's like to get readings with me. And of course, you guys get that chance with me on Fridays and on Mondays. And I've got more days coming ahead, guys. More days coming ahead. And we've got more psychics coming ahead as well. And Cassidy will, after 4 weeks, will be joining this, having her own night and being a part of that. And I will be bringing on yet another person. Of course, Journey's always got something up his sleeve. But let's get down to it. I'm pretty sure all you guys are welcome. Now, guys, the nice thing about posting your question to get on our list is that if you don't have the capability of staying here to listen to your question, you can always go back to our YouTube channel and listen to your question being read. So that way you have a better understanding and to go, well, I tried and I missed. You ain't going to miss as long as you as long as we have the time in this 1 hour time span that we have to communicate and talk with you guys. So without any further ado, let's get this party started. Are you ready, Cassidy?
I am, yes. And on that note as well, where you're saying you can go back and watch the recording, I sometimes talk wickedly fast. And if you go back on YouTube, you can play it slow down. You can, put me at 50%. And so anyways, yes, I am ready. Let's get started.
All right. Absolutely. We're totally looking forward to that. And welcome to the Talk a Million Miles a Minute Club with me and Elise. We're looking for new members. We've just added you. We've been told many times that we pretty much throw out everything that we can within a 2-minute period. So we look forward to seeing how fast you talk. Let's see if you catch the speed like we do. But let's go ahead to see who our first person is tonight. Who do we have up first? The Celtic Dragon. All right. What is your question for Cassidy tonight?
Okay, so the Celtic Dragon asks, why is it that I am having such a hard time connecting to my gifts, including my mediumship, and being able to read my cards and runes? Okay, that is a fantastic question. Excellent specific question. So what I'm going to do is just kind of get a high-level understanding of why you're having a tough time with your gifts, and then I'll see how quickly I can get into each of these individually, because there's often different blocks that block different gifts, or I might get a sense that there's sort of one thing that we can do. So why are you having such a hard time? What's going on there? And what kind of information can I help give you to fix that? So why is Celtic Dragon having a hard time? Okay, and then you have the cards, runes, mediumship. Okay, why you're having such a hard time. Interesting. Okay, so the first thing I'm picking up on And let me know how this sounds for you, because it feels like it's a bit of mental fog that's also encompassing stress in life in many different areas. This seems like if you just have way too many things going on your mind as a whole, it's very hard to sort of switch off, right? Like, thing we need to think about is task switching. If you're really involved in something and it's stressing you out, if you're then trying to pull out of that and get into something like a psychic gift, that can be very challenging to really do. So then looking individually more at your runes. So, okay, so your tarot, so what I want to say about runes, I think that requires a little bit more study. I think that the block there is an understanding of the modality, as opposed to there being a problem with the connection. With mediumship, I have the Wheel of Fortune, and to me that's seeing, I think there needs to be more time spent on connecting and being less specific with who you are trying to connect to. I would say managing your expectation levels of, I want to chat to so-and-so in mediumship, but trying to just be open a bit more to whoever it is that comes through, because the block with mediumship seems to be that there's a little bit too much forced energy happening there. I'm trying to connect with person A or B. So with mediumship, I would say open up a little bit more to whoever's willing to come through. With runes, we need a little bit more study here with that Hermit card. I think you've probably started, maybe read a couple of books, but we could go a little bit deeper with the runes there. Tarot cards, I've got the Knight of Wands here. Stressed out a lot. Yeah, so the main card I had there for the overall block was the Three of Swords. And to me, it was coming as a much more stressed energy, not like, the heartbreak energy necessarily, but it just seems like my mind is trying to tackle too many things. But I hope that was helpful. So thank you for that fantastic question. I love diving into, you guys have any questions surrounding your own personal practice? The way that you communicate with spirit, the universe, the divine, with your own practices, whatever modalities you like to use. I love anything related to divination. I love anything in this realm. So these are really great questions to ask, because sometimes it can be really helpful coming to another practitioner to learn what our blocks are. Do you agree with that?
I do. I understand what you're saying exactly. We do get a lot of those questions about where is my path, or if I'm on my spiritual path. All these energies come through. So that. So we get excited about those types of questions. We love watching people grow, and it always makes for good conversation, but it also helps people with their development so they know where to focus.
Absolutely.
Because when I teach, I focus on their key point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's great. That's why I really like that question too, because he asked specifically what modalities he was looking for, as opposed to, what's wrong with my path, or what's, right. What is my block? Like, I was able to tap into much more specifically. That's the power of specific questions, folks.
Exactly. Right there, that you have it. It's that specific question is going to give you more information than you would have if you just ask a general. That's why we ask for those specific questions. We want to connect to that one thing that's going to connect to you.
Yeah.
Something you want to know, because sometimes we can tell you about things like, I already knew that. Well, you didn't specify. Yeah. So we'd like to make sure that we specify. All right. Well, we've got plenty of people here on the list. So guys, make sure you guys are posting your specific question to get on the list. And guys, you guys can donate to get a longer read. Just look up the connect with the donation list here, and we'll be more than happy to help you guys out. All right. Well, let's go ahead and take the next person on our list. Who do we have? Who do we got?
Taylor W.
Taylor W. All right. What is Taylor's question for Cassidy?
Oh, we got. Okay, so here we go. Hi, Taylor. Today I applied for a job called Garage. I wanted to know if the girl that works there likes me. I love me a good career, work, reading. But let's take a look at this specific girl that you're asking about, how she's feeling about you, because that can really impact whether we get a job, right? What's being said after we've handed in our resume. So the girl that works there does, how does she feel about Taylor? What is her impression and her thoughts, feelings about Taylor? Okay. And then the other thing I want to ask quickly is how she'll impact that. Okay. Well, Taylor, this is interesting, okay? Because I'm glad I have more cards on my table here than just, one, because I think that she sees, I'm getting a lot of compassion here from her towards you, kindness, a little bit of admiration. One of the cards I have here is the Ace of Swords upright, which I think she thinks that you are quite a good communicator, a straight shooter, and someone that could be, trusted, very honest in the work that you do. Another card here I have is the Queen of Pentacles. So surrounding the work that you're doing, I think she thinks you would be meticulous at it, that you would actually put some care and energy, effort into the job that perhaps goes over and above the scope of the work that you're doing. Now, this is where I think it gets a little interesting. The other card here, I'm talking about like, the other card I have here is the Devil card reversed. So to me, I'm wondering if you had some kind of interaction with her that was not fully understood kind of on either side. I feel like you maybe both experienced something awkward, challenging, and maybe got a bit of an impression of each other that wasn't all the way accurate of each other with this Devil reversed. It seems like you both were in a situation that you couldn't show your true colors and she couldn't show hers. But I want you to know that I don't think that she has formulated her opinion on whatever that cloudy situation is. She goes, ooh. I get an overall sense that she is on your team, and I think that she would be, in fact, the Fool, helpful in you. Yeah, I like her. And it's and how it's so important to get along with and like the people you work with. It makes such a difference in your daily life. Like I work like here, this is fantastic. You guys are all wonderful. I've been very blessed to work with a lot of great people, and it's so nice.
It's always nice. That's why we like working with My Psychic Connection, because we do get along, and we're always here for each other. So it's the best. That's that best energy. It feels like working with family, but sometimes family has drama, but we get over it really quickly.
Yeah, very true. And it may not even feel like a real job, right? If you're doing something that you really love and with you are around really wonderful people,
That's
you're not even
true.
working by just having a good time.
Exactly. We've had that conversation actually a couple times. They all forget we're working. And then we're like, oh yeah, we're at work. Whoops.
That's the best.
Right. Who is on our list next? Who do we got?
Audrey.
Yay. All right, Audrey, what do you got for Cassidy?
Weird question. Okay, here we go. Weird question. For years, I can see faces and orbs in photos. I described this man the other day to this random person. She then sent me a pic of her great GPA, great grandpa, I believe, was the exact person. Is this a specific gift been staying away from me? Audrey, that is really, really cool. Okay, another spiritual question, very specific. Excellent. Thank you for that wording. So you're asking, is this a specific gift, and something that you've been staying away from? Because that's exceptional. Okay. What do the cards have to say about this being a particular gift that you have? Yes. I do. So this is quite interesting because you're saying you can see faces in orbs and in photos. And the first card I have down here is the Knight of Coins, and he's sitting upright and he's kind of sitting there with this circle in front of him, and it's reminding me sort of an orb type thing, or being able to see something that isn't physically there. I thought so, but I'm like, why can't I do this? Well, to me, it seems like this is something that's always been there. And I'm not someone who necessarily subscribes to all gifts are things that we're born with, but this one seems to be quite deep-seated, that you've probably had for quite a long time. You did ask quite specifically, though, like, is this a gift that you have? And it's something you've been avoiding. Tell me with that Four of Cups that this has been not just random faces that have been coming through, but a message attached to said face. There is, I would say, very specific reasons that each of these faces that you've been picking up with, there is something there on the other side passing it to you. Dang, right? Absolutely. And then I have the Ace of Swords. We're talking about hands floating out of nowhere, coming at you with a message. This is 100% real. If you need someone to say that to you, this is real. You do have this particular gift. And I have this Three of Wands reversed as a little bit deeper, kind of where this is coming from and maybe why you're suppressing it. And to me, it just seems like maybe a fear of the unknown, or not getting sucked into it, maybe even a little bit of questioning our own sanity, perhaps. It just seems a little bit like I did. It seems a little bit to me like if I go too close to the edge, like maybe I'll fall, and maybe you won't fall. It's great. Thank you for your question, Audrey. That was a fantastic question. Oh, I'm loving this already.
It is real. And you're loving that bell. Everybody loves the bell. At first it startles you, but then the bell, you're like, oh.
Yes.
In a trance, and you will continue to keep and go and go and go and go. I do it all the time. I'm like, wait a minute, the hour's over. What?
I think that's a really interesting topic she brought up, though, about experiencing something and then us kind of like questioning whether or not it's real or not real, or if it's something that, because in fairness, I sometimes it's just a piece of dust on my glasses, right? Like I don't always jump to the conclusion or to the fact that things we experience necessarily have something tied or attached to them. That's perhaps the other scientific critical mind that I would say I bring. But I think it's always good to rule out that, okay, this is interesting. And especially in a case like that, it was very specific. And someone, right. She was brought a face that she had recently seen. Like, you know what I mean? That's a very specific and verifiable gift. So I think that's really cool. It's always good to look into things and not just assume.
Right. 100%. 100%. I totally get what you're saying, because, I had to find out as a young kid that not everybody could see or know things. And I was like, you don't see him standing beside you? He's right there. And they're like, what is wrong with him? I'm like, no, sorry. Sorry. My mom's like, no, you can't do that to people. I'm like, I didn't know.
But it's amazing. It's very, very cool. No,
it is. It's awesome. I love it. All right. That was definitely some good information there. And she said, thanks. And no problem, Audrey.
My pleasure. Yes. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate you guys spending your Thursday evening with us.
Exactly. And we get a chance to connect with our West Coast people, because they don't always get the opportunity, because if we're doing the early shows, then they're like, oh, well, you guys don't ever do one late enough for us. And I'm like, yeah, my show. And then now we've got more coming that's going to be able to touch that West Coast. So guys, get ready for more shows coming. They're going to be absolutely amazing. So let's keep on going and go ahead with the next person in line. And our next person in line is Rebecca. Rebecca, what do you have for Cassidy?
Rebecca, hi Ryan. Okay, I have decided to take your advice and not let my friend move back in with me. How is she going to react? I think she's going to make me feel horrible. Okay, so I'm going to tap into this reading. It sounds like you've been working with Ryan on this one, but I will hop in here. So how is your friend going to react? Have let her know. Okay. I think she's going to make me feel horrible. Let's see. How is she going to react? Okay. One thing I want to bring attention to is the fact that you've called this person a friend, and in the same question you said that you think they're going to make you feel horrible, because that genuinely is not how a friendship should work. And if someone is making you feel like that, my dearest, that's not a friend. I've got the Ace of Swords in reverse, and to me that energy is coming across quite calculated in the way that it is harmful to you. And that's the thing, if they're under the guise of a friend, they know more about you and they know how to hurt you deeper. How is she going to react was your question. 3 cards I have here, I've got 2 kings reversed, King of Cups, King of Pentacles reversed, as well as that 3 of Wands. So the 3 of Wands, as part of how she's going to react, is there might be a bit of distance going on here. I agree, for sure. And okay, so with these 2 cards, I kind of have the 2 kings reversed, where it's like there could have been a foundation for a decent friendship here, and it was just corrupted into something it wasn't. I think she's going to come after you harshly with words, to be honest, and I do think that the best thing that you can do is kind of put a bit of distance here. You've told this person to leave for a reason. Now honor that to yourself, because if we don't stick up for our own selves and guard our own hearts, it just leaves us open to being hurt. And I think that she will try to be very rude in no uncertain terms. She's not going to be. But thank you very much for your question, Rebecca. I really hope that helps. It's a tricky topic, though. You know, like when we let people into our lives and we call them friends, we call them sisters, we call them, she's not trustworthy.
No, I didn't get that. As much as we want to like and we want to believe that they're doing that positive change, as much as we want that in our hearts, we have to look at the reality of things and also watch their actions, because their actions will always speak louder than their words. And so it definitely comes to a very difficult decision to make as a friend, especially one that cares so deeply.
Absolutely. It's that quote by Maya Angelou, right? When people show you who they are, believe them the first time.
Absolutely.
You know, like it. It's a hard thing.
You're like, oh, you do that too. Good. I like it. I'm not the only one.
It's a very, easier said than done, but very wise words. I like that a lot, because it's, if we hold people accountable to how they treat us, how they even speak to us, and just, you know, in any sense, be mindful of how, you know, what sort of energies, what sort of words you tolerate in your space. And if you can ever nip things in the bud early, that I think is always good advice. If you can't, it is never too late to set your own boundaries and set something up right. Everybody here and everybody deserves respect and kindness, and we may not always get it unless we demand it. So
absolutely. All right. Yes, we are taking questions for everybody that's in there. All you have to do is post your question in order to get a question answered. If you'd like something a little bit longer or more in depth, you guys can go ahead and not only are we doing the donations, but $1 of each donation is helping Toys for Tots this month, guys. So make sure you guys know that each month we have a new donation that we're a new place that we're going to donate with or to. Journey, use your words, damn it. The thing is that the energy we like to share, like you guys like to share us out, we like to be able to help places as well. So guys, we appreciate anybody who does donate. Like I said, it does help good causes. Last month we did hurricane victims. This month it is Toys for Tots, and then we will have more as we go forth. But who do we have next? Who is next on our list tonight? Brittany H. Brittany, come on down. Let us know what question you have for Cassidy.
Brittany, that's a great name. All right. Brittany, hello. Hello, Brittany. How soon do you see my niece moving in with me? Okay. Let's take a look at the energy surrounding that situation and see if we can get some level of a timeline. What is going on with the situation of your niece moving in with you? And when do we see that happening? Okay. This seems like a bit of a tricky situation. I feel like there's a couple of people with their hands in the pie, shall we say, and it's not a straightforward, you know, my door's open, come on over. It seems like there's, I don't know if this is no legal or anything, but like a custody type thing or a situation where we're trying to get someone out of a situation, and it's harder to do because there's some people that are preventing that from happening. And it looks like the communication from all parties is strained, to say the least. It seems like despite your best efforts, because to be honest, it does seem to me like you've tried, but there's only so much we can do. A lot of these cards I have on my table are challenging and then quite stagnant. They're sort of like there's I hate this because I never feel like there's nothing that we can do. But at some point, we can only make so many phone calls and reach out to so many people and try to keep the doors open. Let me see. I do actually see it happening, though, and I don't know if that is into question. I do think that it is happening, and I apologize for this being quite a broad timeline, but I'm getting somewhere in the realm of 3 to 5 months for that to take place. So thank you very much for your question. I hope that can get sorted out, and I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much.
We're in that transition period too right now too, and for someone to be moving, that's going to cause a lot of additional stress on a person, especially with the Gemini moon, the Gemini retrograde, Mars
in retrograde. Yes.
Someone needs to write a very firm letter to Mars right now. Just saying. I've been watching a lot of stuff going on, and it needs a nice talking to. Maybe it could be a little sweeter. There is a sweeter side to Gemini. We're just not getting a chance to see that playful side right now because all of a sudden it wants to go retrograde and shit,
Which is interesting too, because I think for the average person, right, like that we're experiencing these retrogrades, we're going to have certain challenges and difficulties and things like that. But I have heard, and I've read this out there in the sphere, that if you were born under a retrograde in your birth chart, that it can be a time of power. It could be a time where everyone else is going through quicksand, but you're on the treadmill in the right direction. Potentially, right? Because if you were born with those energies that way, that when those times come about, you might have challenges when it's the opposite to that, challenges when other planets are direct. So if you are finding that you're rocking at this time period, that is also a potential. But if you're like the rest of us just keep swimming, right?
One of my favorite astrologers told me I had 3 squirrel, and she told me that when she did my charts for me, she found out that I had squirrel 3. Just putting it out there, just who read my charts for me, guys. But definitely, I found it really interesting because when I went back and I looked at my father's, my father follows that same pattern. The same planets were retrograde when he was born. At the time he was born. So I was like, whoa, how cool is that? So now I want to get my grandfather's information. I want to see if this is like a generational thing.
Yeah.
Because my grandfather's birthday is technically the day before mine, but of course, many, many years prior to me. Like a whole lifetime prior to me.
Oh, that's very cool, though. That would be something interesting to look into in a generational
I want to know because as I'm learning astrology myself from my teacher, Squirrel, she is going to help me understand the things that I don't know, like the charts themselves, the mathematical part of that I didn't understand, but the difference between learning that way and knowing what I was picking up is that I was picking up that energy without knowing the charts. And she was just like mind blown how I was picking everything that was happening in the charts without knowing how to read charts. I was like, no, I don't know how to do that. Yeah, but I know just a little bit. I know just enough to get me through chart wise, but I don't know enough to be able to go, I can read your chart. But I am learning now. So there's that. So, but I picked it up, psychically prior. Like I was like, oh, look at this wave of energy coming. Oh shit, run, duck and cover. Oh, stand outside, enjoy it all, suck it up. That's just
which is so cool how I guess like double faceted you could say that is, right? Like how that would look to an astrologer and how that, geometric pattern looks to you and what you pick up from it, not knowing what someone else sees and it having a lot of overlap.
Yes. Now I'm starting to learn that. So cool. I'm very excited. And you do astrology as well, guys. Cassidy, Ant Squirrel, and Danielle. Just saying. Just putting it out there. All right. Well, let's keep it going because I'm pretty sure everybody's laughing at me at this point. Let's keep it going. Who do we have on our list next? Drum roll, please. All right. Shauna S. What is your question for Cassidy?
All right. Shauna S says, what can I expect in the next few days? So
that's kind of general.
Yes.
So we're going to have you re-ask your question and we'll put you back on the list, but we're going to take the next person in line.
Yes. Thank you.
No problem. Diana R. Diana. Right?
Okay, Diana R. Thank you so much. So when will I be in a committed relationship and who will it be with? Okay, so let's see if I can pick up on some sort of energy surrounding your relationship, love situation. You can see when some love is coming in and maybe get a sense of who is this person. So when will Diana R. find her next committed relationship? And who do we see it being with? Get some information there. Okay. And what do we need to talk about? Okay, Diana, thank you for your question. A timeline is coming forward, but I think there's a couple things we might need to chat about first. When we ask something like, when is something coming in for us? I just hope that accompanied with that, there is a bit of personal effort and things that we are doing to try and make those things happen, right? Because I get a sense that, I'll tell you right now, the timeline I'm getting is on the order of a couple of years away. But I'm getting very strongly that it does not have to be this way and that it is gated by, shall we say, a bit of lack of effort in working to really make this goal a reality for you. There's almost a sense here of perhaps having given up on finding the right person or feeling like on one hand, I want this thing, but on the other hand, like it can come to me and I'm not perhaps willing to go out there, put myself out there and find that person that I'm looking for. So that's really kind of how I'm seeing this. I'm not seeing the next committed relationship coming in on a short time scale, but the message from the cards for you is like, we need to perhaps change our mindset on how it's going to look to meet that person, because I am actually seeing there being a beautiful committed relationship at the end of that line. Got the Sun card here, and it's something that can really grow and flourish and be absolutely beautiful. But the two cards I have kind of surrounding your love situation. But thank you so much for your question. I hope that was helpful. And that's something always wonderful, I think, brings us to a really good point of what the questions we ask, whether it's to a reader or even to ourselves, what that reveals to us about our mindset, right? And what that reveals to us about, it's a beautiful thing watching our own minds work, right?
I studied psychology, of course, and I am a therapist during the day. And from noon on, I do that. And I love watching body language. I love learning about the minds. I love how it works, how certain things people say. You can see triggers. You can see all these different things. And that's why I learned hypnosis on top of that, because then you get a whole nother part of the mind.
Very cool.
The subconscious mind.
Wow.
So it's amazing. I love it. And you got all that scientific know-how as well. I'm so excited. I'm so happy that you're here.
I'm so happy I'm here too. I'm having a ball.
Like my cheeks are going to burst here in about 10 seconds. So I'm going to have to push them back. Sure, his face.
You didn't swallow your spherical quartz, did you?
No, I promise. It's still here. It's
what did each cheek?
It can break stuff. It's bad. All right. Well, I've got news for you. a 3-minute reading with Audrey. Audrey, thank you so much for your donation tonight, and Cassidy's first donation.
Audrey, you're the best. Thank you so much. I am personally so grateful, and thank you for your donation. This is awesome.
All right. So Audrey's question is.
Oh, yes. Okay, let's dive more into this. Okay, I'm so excited. So, if I can see spirits in photos, can I take this anywhere? Like next steps. Really don't know why I can do this, and yes, was questioning my sanity. Been there with the questioning of the sanity thing, and I am so happy that I've got the next 3 minutes to dive into this question, because this is an excellent question and a very juicy topic. So, you wanted to know, can you take it anywhere? What do we got for next steps? Really don't know why I could do this, and questioning sanity. Sanity, check. We got that one. So can you take it anywhere, and what are the next steps for you? All right. So what are the things we can do with this very interesting gift? Take this anywhere. Ooh, interesting. Okay. And I've got a couple of different decks here, and some of them work quite well when we're talking about this level of this sort of topic. Yes. Okay. I'm going to start talking. Just give me one moment. Next steps for you. Okay. Can you take this anywhere? Let's start there. And I'm going to say, let me just jump to the end of the path where this can go, because sometimes when we say, where can something go, I'm not going to tell you where it's going to go tomorrow, but I can tell you where it can go in 5-10 years, kind of a thing. And this might sound, the first thing that came to me with this is help to find lost people, helping to work with family members, be they departed or be they still on this earth plane, to help bring families together that have unanswered questions about what happened. You said was taught to me by someone else years ago. I've been like, yeah. So I really think there's an element here of working with families, and honestly something in the missing persons realm. Wow, I know it's quite spectacular. The other thing I'll say with this show, though, is to be able to be a beacon of someone who can mediate with the spirit world, like actually acting as a medium, and doing things that work with individual consultations, and also working kind of with families. Like, it's just coming across so familial. It doesn't have to be, but it can be even more of a group sense. That's what I find just really fascinating. The 3 cards I have here from my other deck, I've got the Wish card, I have the Trumpet card, and the Feather card. And the Feather is a very interesting card that shows up to just kind of breathe in the air of signs, symbols, and spirit kind of being around us. The Trumpet as well, though, I think it's going to get louder with the more that you pay attention to it, because you've already got the faces. And it's funny because I've got the 4 of Cups here coming up as next steps as well. You already have the faces, but now when you're saying you want to know the why, they have not revealed to you the why yet, because we need to go a little bit deeper with this. I completely showed this lady who was in her house just days ago. See, so you're already tapping into this space, which I think is exceptional. What you can kind of take for next steps. Well, one of them, just face. I just want to say, faces talking, you can start to hear what they have to say. Because I really think that's the next step. Like, open yourself up to this. This is an exceptional gift. I am so excited for you. Thank you very, very much for your donation. I am very excited to see where this takes you, because this is an extraordinary gift.
Absolutely is, guys. And now you guys are seeing one of our newest psychics here, guys. You're going to be able to catch her for the next couple weeks here at the 10 p.m. hour, but she will be moving on to the 11 o'clock hour, just so you guys know. She will have her own show, as we have all the other psychics for their own shows. She will eventually have her own show. She's going to practice a little bit with us, get the hang of things, and then she's going to be doing it on her own. She'll be rocking it like a rock star. I can see it already. I might be psychic or something. I'm not sure. I'm just let me know.
It's like
let me know. And Audrey said the whoop whoops. That's what we do on Fridays. Our whoop whoops.
Whoop whoop, Audrey. Yes, explore that.
Right.
Beautiful.
No, I know that on Fridays you guys will get another dose of Cassidy, along with all of the others. You guys know how we do things on Fridays. We like to have a good time. So, guys, you'll be able to see her on our Friday show as well. So she'll be on 2 days a week. 2. Then she'll be at 3, and then she'll be on all week long. I can see it. It's
I'll
amazing.
just be here streaming my whole life. Can't wait.
Yes, I'll be here with you. So who do we have next on the list? Guys, I know there's so many of you in here, and I hope you guys are sharing widely, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what we have next. Is Kara. Kara, go ahead and give us your question. All right, there it is. And
Kara. Hi, Kara. Thanks for your question. Hello, will I successfully get my GED in time this year? Okay, let's take a look at what the cards have to say. Will you get it in time? Well, I don't know what the time frame is you're working at, but I'm going to ask whatever the timeline you are thinking of asking this question, will you get it successfully this year? Well, this year, I guess there's only a little bit of time here left. Let's take a look. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I am. Okay. This is interesting because I see it being issued, and I don't know if this makes sense, but I'm seeing it being issued, but it hasn't been fully processed and made its way to you just yet, which is kind of the interesting portion of this. And I don't know if it's all happens at one time, like you get it and then it shows up the next day kind of thing. But the string of cards here, I have the Queen of Cups holding her big ornate cup. I feel like you're getting it, but then in terms of it being in time this year with these two cards, it seems like perhaps lost in translation. There was one box not on your end, maybe that somebody else's end that didn't quite get checked. And then the other card you have is the Hangman reverse, which is just kind of pulling me back into we're not quite there by the end of the year or by this timeline that you're looking at. So yes, it's successful, but I feel like the timeline is not completely where you want it to be. So I hope that is helpful. Thank you so much for your question. I do wish you all the best and very good luck to you.
all right. Yes, study, especially when it comes to your studies.
Yes, absolutely.
Make sure we're putting forth that time and energy because it takes a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very true.
All right, and who do we have next on this wonderful evening with everybody, guys? We're going to be here for just a little bit longer, but guys, we are going to be doing more with Cassidy. You guys get ready for that. But we got Lori M. Lori, what is your question for Cassidy this evening? Let's see what they got.
Lori, okay, hello. Have I ended this karmic cycle, please? And thank you. Let's take a look.
Oh, it's a good question.
It is a good question. I like it because you said, have I ended it? So it's letting me know there that you have done something. So thank you for hopping into the driver's seat of your own life. I love it. Have you ended this karmic cycle? Whew. Okay, and I'm gonna okay. Wow. Okay, so I also have an oracle card here, and this one says Mystic Healer, healing energy flows through you. Have you ended it? The card in the center of my spread here is the Ten of Swords. So this was not an easy thing to kill, shall we say, or to get rid of. The other two cards I have surrounding got the High Priestess reversed and the Nine of Wands reversed. So I feel like the cycle itself has ended, but we are in an aftermath phase where is something all the way over if we're still kind of energetically involved in it a little bit. So I would say that cycle itself, what it was bringing to you, has come to an end, but we're still just healing past the little bits that are, if we're running in the other direction and we have 6 pieces of thread, tied to our ankles. It's like we're gone. It's there, but we're just slowly working our way out of it. And both with that Mystic Healer card and the High Priestess reverse is showing me like a very spiritual experience of this nature, just pulling it into this being you having taken the reins in healing and fixing this situation that you're in. So yes, I believe that the cycle has ended and we're just working our way out of the tide pool, shall we say. of that cycle. But fantastic question. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. And I hope that was helpful. And good luck getting the last of the toes out of the swimming pool, shall we say.
Taint it. Get out of there.
We're almost there.
All right. Well, we've got lots of questions, so we're going to try to grab as many as we can. We're going to be here for a little bit longer. Guys, do know that Thursdays at 10 p.m., you're going to be able to find Cassidy here, Cassidy the Card Slinger. Guys, we're looking forward to you guys getting a chance to read with her more often. She'll also be on our Friday shows. So, guys, get ready for that. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. But we're going to go ahead and see who we got next.
Awesome. Yes, let's keep these questions rolling. This is a blast.
Absolutely. Who do we got next? Malin B.
Malin B.
Let's see what you see for me at the end of this year. Honey, that's a general question. So let's go ahead and rephrase your question and we'll get back to you. All right. Next person in line. And Lori said, thanks for the confirmation. She gave you a nice little flower.
Oh, thanks, Lori. Appreciate it.
Come back with another question. I'm going to leave you to it.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Malin. So you said, what do you see around my work situation in the near time? I guess, will I get a new job or will things get better in my place now? Excellent. All right. So let's see how things look with what's coming up in your work situation. Do we see a new job coming in? Do we see? So let's look at that. So your current work situation, how we see things going there. Okay. That seems like a bit of a tricky situation that you've tried to wade through. And I think even asking this question, it's not an assumption that things will just get better, but you've actually tried to fix things. So let's take a look at more specifically here. So will you get a new job? Do we see that happening quite likely? Or do we see things getting better at your current place? Okay, so in terms of things getting better in your current place, I do want to kind of pat you on the back for the things you've already started to do in your work situation with the Hermit, trying to bring light to the perhaps troubling situation that is brought about by the moon, where there could be things like office gossip or people not communicating very well or balls getting dropped left, right, and center. In terms of you, if things getting better there, to be honest, it does look like we've got a little bit of improvement there. The Hangman reverse is kind of like, wow, this should have been fixed a very long time ago, but it's finally kind of cutting loose in that Knight of Wands there, where it seems like it might look like someone else being hired or just a collective, we're all going to fix this together kind of a thing. It might be one person kind of really leading that. So I do think things can get better at your workplace. In terms of you getting a new job, I don't see that coming in right away, but I would say don't close that door. I think what I would say is going on is things will get better in your current work environment. Stay there for a little bit as long as that continues to serve you, but keep the door open because it feels like people in your network or your own network are starting to notice you and the work that you're doing. And I feel like an offer may come in. It's just not in the near term. But thank you very much for your question. I really appreciate it. And I wish you all the best. I love a good career reading. It's, what we do for work is such a big part of our lives.
It's right? One of the biggest parts of our lives besides sleeping. That's one of the places we spend most of our waking life at, is at our careers.
Yes.
So that's why I always tell people, make sure you're doing something you love, because you don't want to walk through the world full of hatred. Because the job can do that to you as well. And that's when it becomes a job and not a career.
Exactly.
Job. The word job's in it. Yeah.
The jab. The jab.
All right. So I'm going to ask everybody, and I'm going to ask Cassidy. Cassidy, would you like to extend the show for one more hour?
For one more hour?
Yes.
I could maybe go for like a half an hour.
Sure, we can do a half hour. What does everybody think about that? We're gonna extend it for another 30 minutes for you guys. Yes, we're already getting yeses. Love it. We love it. All right, because we've got lots of questions and we still have quite a few people in here. So guys, let's give you guys 30 more minutes. If you'd like to donate to make sure you get a reading, now's the time to do it.
Yes.
So now's the time to do it. All right, Let's see who we have next on our list. Erica R.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop. Erica. All right, here we go.
I would like to know how my person is feeling for me. Let's take a look. How is your person feeling for you? And look at all those cute emojis. Thanks for everybody sending emojis, by the way. They are just lighting up this chat, and it's wonderful. So how is your person feeling for you right now? Okay. Well, I don't know if you both have experienced something a little bit challenging recently, because I kind of feel like there's a, and this is interesting because sometimes, we can see challenges in a connection due to communication, but I feel like the communication isn't the issue. I feel like you both have communicated quite effectively, but that may be wherein the problem perhaps is a bit lying. It seems like, I don't know if you've recently had a conversation about a very big life decision or a choice of what you guys are looking for perhaps for your future. But I think what your person is experiencing is, while simultaneously I see an appreciation for your candidness and with your ability to communicate with this person. So I think that they are admiring what you have said to them. They're just perhaps in themselves having a hard time, what's the right word? Like swallowing it, communicate, like taking it all the way in. So yeah, and then so on your end, I feel like that there has been something. I hope that this is making sense. That there's something in that space that's like, yeah, your person is trying to figure it out within themselves right now. I feel like they're maybe a little bit hurt or a little bit confused about a recent happening between you two, but I don't believe it's something that can't be, overcome. I think that it's a short-lived thing, but it's a significant thing in your connection. So next words out of my mouth was going to be, thank you for your question. So I almost got the timer on that one.
Woo, you're getting good. You're getting good. It only takes a couple minutes to figure it out. You start getting into a rhythm, and you start knowing subconsciously those times.
Yes.
So, all right, guys, we just posted the link in the for everybody to see. So if you would like to guarantee your reading, you guys can donate in order to do that. But while we're waiting for someone to do that, we're going to go ahead and take that next person in line because we've got lots of questions here. And Yuka, what's going on? I haven't seen you in a minute, sweetheart.
That is an awesome name. Yuka, thank you for your question. So you have asked, what psychic gifts are coming for me? I love it. Excellent. So let's see if we can tap into a bit of understanding of what psychic gifts are perhaps lying beneath the surface or can come forward for you in the near future, shall we say. What psychic gifts are there? Because this is a great question. There's so many types of psychic gifts. Interesting. Okay, I haven't seen this one in a minute. And I'm going to pull out my little other spiritually sort of deck here. Okay. Well, where I'm saying I haven't seen this in a while, and one of them I think is communication with animals. I think that you have the ability to really read and pick up on animals, or any physical entity in the non-verbal space. I feel like there's a taking sort of empathy to a deeper level and a deeper space where you can actually understand kind of core needs and motivations, desires, things of that nature. And when I say animals, it could also be children. Not that animals are children and children are animals, but just where there's a communication, a verbal communication challenge with, that's why I'm saying animals are quite a good fit there. The other gift that I'm seeing there is it's kind of more in the dream space, and I feel like you'll be able to unlock. It's almost like an astral projection thing, but I feel like I don't know enough about the topic to really say that, but those words kind of came to me. But I think there will be some element of what you can do with your dreams in terms of using your dreams to help things in this reality happen, if that makes sense and doesn't sound all the way too out there. but it's really an animal or nonverbal communication thing, I think, is really exceptional. And it could be with people that are maybe just not sharing what they have to say. But the animal thing, I think, is that's quite unique. I don't see that a lot. So thank you for your question. Yuka says, I love animals. Oh, that's wonderful. I love animals too.
Yes.
That's awesome. I love animals and kids too. Of course, I see weird dreams too. Beautiful. All that, I think, gifts working to come through.
Absolutely. And you're getting an amazing compliment. Your gifts are awesome, Cassidy, from Karina.
Oh, hey, thanks,
All
Karina. I
right.
really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Guys, this is Cassidy's first time with us and won't be her last, as she has now joined the team here at My Psychic Connection. So you guys are going to be able to see her more often. She will be here for the next 4 weeks at the 10 p.m. hour on Thursdays. And that's Eastern, guys. That's Eastern time. But she will be graduating over to her own time slot at 11 o'clock. And as soon as we get to knowing what day that will be, we will tell you her day, and then her days will build from there. So we're looking forward to it. And Cassidy, we're so happy for you. But Cassidy, I do have to tell you something. Something really cool just happened. You got a mini reading! Woo!
Oh, that is so exciting!
All right. We got a mini read from Elise. Elise got some more questions for you. So Elise is our person. You guys know Elise. She works with us all the time. All right. So I'm going to leave you with Elise. Here we go.
Yay! Elise, I'm so excited. Thank you so much for your... Pardon?
This is not a timed reading. This takes however long it takes you to get the full reading.
Buckle up. Okay. I'm excited. Okay, Elise says, hello. I would love to see what you can tell me when it comes to love for me. Am I making the right decision? What do you see coming in the next 3 months with new love coming in? I think that's a wonderful question. Excellent. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to read that again to my head. So, what I see. Okay, first I want to answer that first question quite thoroughly. When it comes to love, are you making the right decision? So, Elise, can you confirm, is this a decision that has already been made, or is this you've made up your mind on a decision and you're about to make it? Because it's helpful for me to know if we're talking about something that I'm looking at it as has happened. While you type that in, I'm going to just take a look at your love life situation here. Let's see when it comes to me. The next 3 months with new love coming in. Awesome. Thank you. Didn't make the move yet, but pretty much have made up my mind. Thank you so much for that clarification. That's super helpful. Okay, so Elise. Ask, are you making the right choice? Always fun when you read for psychic folks, because it's like you can just see in the cards how many things that they know. This is just wonderful. So I'm gonna stop here because I don't have to rush. Let's dive into this a bit. So in terms of, are you making the right decision? I could not get a stronger sense that it's yes, and it's perhaps even a little bit overdue. It's something that is, without knowing more about it, it seems like we are. You'll notice I speak in metaphors a lot, folks. But it's like a car that, instead of being parked on a driveway and making the decision to drive the car away, the car has sunk into a bit of a mud puddle, and the car can still go. Oh, thank God, law. Yes, overdue. Yeah, so our car, we're sunk into a bit of a mud puddle. It can still go. We might have to add an extra chain on the tire or whatever you do to get a car unstuck. But that's where I'm getting the overdue sense, where it's like, okay, we could have done this a little while ago. We would have been on the pavement and things could have cruised a little bit more quickly, but that's fine nonetheless. The other card I get here seeing this is like, in making this decision, and I think perhaps why you're asking if it's the correct decision, is you've maybe had, shall we say, the peanut gallery of people in your life. I'm not seeing this. Well, let me say this first. The people in your life kind of feeding you opposite information and advice. Oh, hold on. Sorry. I think my guides are mad at me because I ignored them telling me to go a long time ago. Yes, I would agree with that. Okay, so here, this is the World card reversed, right? So what I'm reading at this card at the moment is like, in terms of you wondering if this is the right decision, is that I think physical people have perhaps not been, although perhaps well-intentioned, not made this decision an easy one because you've perhaps had conflicting information, things in the realm of stick it out, it may not be that bad, or then them comparing their situation to the one you find yourself in and making excuses like, well, my situation's like this, so yours, just not taking your like not having a full understanding of what they're talking about when they are trying to give you that information. So I would say that's maybe perhaps a little bit of where that's coming from on a physical side, where you're saying that you weren't listening to your guides. Yes, right? Like all these lovely little figures that have been trying to get into your beautiful mind, and it's just been not quite, not yet. That Chariot reverse, there's our little stuck in the mud. This couldn't be more spot on. So then the last card I have in my string, we're just asking if this is the right decision. We have the Seven of Cups upright, which is a wonderful card about making decisions and such things. But to me, it seems like, okay, and I don't know if you said you're about to make this decision, you think you're going to, but I feel like this decision perhaps has multiple facets or multiple faces where it's like, I make the decision, great, but then next step, what are, now we got to get into the details of that decision. If it's I'm going to move, and it's like, okay, where exactly is the apartment I'm going to go, and what am I going to bring with me, kind of things, right? So I feel like the correct decision has certainly been made, and we're moving into a space of we've made the decision, and now let's branch it out right into the different factors of this decision. So that was part A of your question, and then you asked what is, in terms of your love life, what we see coming up in the next 3 months. So I'm going to throw those cards. Yes, I like the decision, and I think it's going to be accompanied by many more little decisions, but just know, kind of use the car. Let's go back to the metaphor. The car is out of the mud, and we are now driving it down the highway. As we're making these other decisions, let's, we know what it feels like to hold a decision that needs to be made past its expiration date, right? So as we're kind of moving forward into this extra branch of all these other little decisions that are going to come your way, this is a really roundabout way of saying, now you know to listen to your guides, my dearest. The other little one scares me. And I think that's perhaps why I feel to say, like, you're very divinely guided, and I know you've got a wonderful and very strong head on your shoulders. So don't be afraid to trust what you know for yourself. Because, the little ones scare you, but, the big one, right? You made the big one. Let's celebrate that triumph for a hot sec before we get too scared about the little ones that come following it. I think they're going to be okay. Are they going to be okay? Mm-hmm. Yep. They're going to be okay. But we got to do the big thing first. And then the little things aren't perhaps going to feel as big as the big thing. Not to say they're not significant, but anyways, okay. So excellent. You said, yeah, I probably should, or my guards might flip out on me. I like to think that they don't judge. I like to think that they're it's just this benevolent, like, come on, and they're not gonna take it. I don't know. I don't feel that guides necessarily take it personally, right? They're just always there to help. So they might just be a little louder next time. They might be a little louder next time. So let's ask now. We're gonna dive into your love life. What do we see coming up here over the next 3 months for the lovely Elise in her love life? So where are we at? It's November. So yeah, we're going to look kind of at November, January. So not skip a month. November, December, and January. November, December, January. Hee. Okay. Well, I think they know I'm stubborn and slow in moving decisions by now. For sure, right? Like, ain't nobody can know you any better than the ones that are in our heads, right? Okay, what do we see going on for love life? So I asked for November, and I don't know if this decision you're talking about here is in the terms of closing off a current love connection, if that is what this decision is about. But I feel like the November time frame, it's funny because I've got the Seven of Cups it's come back up, and it is flipped up on its head here with the Sun card in reverse, which to me, I'm getting a sense that like we're busy. We're busy in our lives dealing with said many little decisions, and I don't think there's space for love to come in because we're busy. So that's okay. I'm not really picking up much for November. However, in December, I could see some nature of a fling situation. And this is actually a direct result of you making this particular decision, because the card that came up again, I'm shuffling away here. I got the Eight of Cups upright. With the two cards accompanying it, I have the Wheel of Fortune reversed and the Four of Wands in reverse. And to me, there's a potential that it could be someone from your past that's coming back in. It's not particularly clear to me, though, if it is. Is it? Nope. No, I don't think so. If they are from your past, it's kind of like, that makes so much sense. You don't even know.
But does she do? But
pardon?
You do know.
This helps. Where I'm saying I don't necessarily think they're from your past. I feel like there is a mutual connection. Like I've seen them on Facebook, or we went to the same whatever, or we never, like, where they're from your past. They're not a past love connection. They are one degree of separation away, and you might be aware of them, but you don't know them. That is the flingy type energy I see kind of coming up in November. And then in January, is that the same person? No. No, it is not. So, okay. Yeah, November, direct result of having made said big decision. There's some fun thing going on, I think, around the Christmas, in our December time frame. And when I'm looking at time frames, I'm always going to plus or minus 50%. I should say that. So this could kind of come in early November, kind of tipping into January. So now when we're looking at January, this is where I see, I got the King of Cups here, which I think is just a lovely person to invite into our space, and the Six of Swords reversed. And that was what I asked was, is that the same person that said fling seems to be pumping up in December? I don't think so. I have the Eight of Wands here. This isn't a single wand, my dear. It is perhaps an additional. There may even there. I mean, does this look like one person coming in? How many people do y'all see coming in this card? So I will say what I kind of see over the next 3 months. November, you got to do what you got to do. December, there's some flingy, flirty type energy going on here. In January, I think by the time January rolls around, there's probably somebody special in your life, and potentially some additional offers, my dear. So enjoy the. Oh, what happened? Oh, I'm back. Okay, yes, my dear, that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for your donation. The only other card I have here, because I'm not timed, is, what do we have here? View from above. It says, get the big picture. And I feel like this can perhaps help with said little decisions that you have to make, and all of the things that we're talking about, right? So try not to get too bogged down with each individual little problem, right? Like that view from above thing. We're gonna look down and say, well, I need a place to stay tonight, so let's start there. Or things like that, right? Like just kind of take things as they come, and go big, and then work your way down, because perhaps some of the littler things will just work themselves out before you have to actually deal with them. So, my dear, thank you so much for your donation and your fantastic question. That was a blast. Oh,
yes, it was.
That was so much fun. Thank you.
It was. And I'll explain that to you in a little bit.
She says, holy crap, guys. You will be mindful. And this is the first time she read me, and holy crap. Oh, holy crap, in shock is what she says. That's so sweet. Thank you so much. Yes.
Not shocked at all.
This is so much fun.
Not shocked at all. I see it with you. I saw it with you. I knew it. I love handpicking psychics. This is so much fun. So much fun. I love to handpick. I'm like, ooh, you're good.
Thank you.
It's like going, ooh, piece of candy.
Ooh, piece
This is amazing. I love it. Love, love, love it. All right, guys. Who do we have next on that list? Who is next on the list? Amy S. We get
Amy
the
S.
pleasure. The pleasure. What do you have for Cassidy tonight?
Hi, Judy and Cassidy. Hi, Amy. She says, will I ever visit Australia? If so, can you predict when? Thank you. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Let's take a peek, Amy. I do hope so. I have been to Australia. Very cool country. Will you ever get there? And if so, can you predict when? Yep. Okay. And the first thing I will say too is just keep an eyeball on if this is something you're just waiting to happen, right? I'm going to say this all the time. We can make wonderful things happen for ourselves. So I've got actually, yes, you will get there, because why? From my Sacred Travelers Oracle, this is the card that came up. It says, great adventure, take a risk, venture forward. And it literally shows a boat going across the sea. So if you are across the sea from Australia, I see that happening. The other things I'll say too is, and I don't know what, because to me it seems like there's maybe something more than just me saying, go out there and do it. Because it feels like there's something that's in a very physical sense holding you back from being able to travel. I have the Sun card upright. I do think this trip is going to happen. If I can get a timeline on when. I can't force. I really can't force timelines, and I just tried. With quite a few different cards. So to me, it's saying I think there's some things that need to get in order. It could happen as soon as within the next year. Just know that within the next year is not out of the realm of possibility, but a clear time frame isn't coming forward, so I'm not going to just force one for you. But I really do think you'll get there. You absolutely can. It might just take a little more planning, a little more getting things around home taken care of so that you can leave. So plan ahead and make this happen for yourself. Yep. Great adventure. That's hilarious. Well, it's not hilarious, but it's great. Someone asked if they're going to take a vacation, and we get the great adventure card. Yes. Go to Australia and go experience a kangaroo.
Exactly. Experience all the gigantic bugs. I have lots of my students are from Australia, and I had to hear so many stories, and they took pictures of bugs the size of shoes, and I'm like, no thanks, I'll stay in America.
Grass, my parents used to live there, and grass that is longer than, I think they said 4 to 6 inches. Nope, stay on the pavement.
That's a no. That's big bad no, thank you. Well, good thing I don't have grass like that. Hi, Trish. All right.
And thanks everybody for continuing to, post emojis and your thoughts and hellos in the comments. Hi to everybody that's joined us.
The love is strong tonight. The love is strong tonight. We got enough time to throw in a couple more people, and then we're going to have to call it a night, guys. But don't you fret. She will be back with us doing more readings every Thursday. You're going to be able to catch Cassidy here at 10 p.m. Eastern. So, guys, make sure you mark that on your calendars. And, guys, we're going to have a lot more fun things coming up. So, remember, next Thursday she will be here. She will be joining us in some of our Friday shows. So, guys, we're looking forward to that. And if you guys are looking to get a guaranteed read, now's the time. And, guys, if you'd like to get a one-on-one reading, you can find all of the psychics at mypsychicconnection.com. Make sure you guys sign up there. You get 3 free minutes when you sign up, and then you get to choose the psychic of your choice. Now, on Fridays, guys, we do play games, and when we play those games, we're finding the Queen of Fire. And if you do find the Queen of Fire while we're playing those games, you win a $50 reading on My Psychic Connection. It's absolutely amazing. So, and Cassidy will be joining us on the website. So, guys, get ready for that. We're going to have a lot of fun. All right, well, let's keep it going. Who do we got next?
And I know you just said it, but tomorrow, Friday, it's from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern. So
yes,
tune into that tomorrow.
Yeah. She's catching me up. I love it. Karina G. All right, here we go.
Hi, beautiful souls. I am studying the tarot. Yes, you are. I'm a bit intuitive. Do you have any guidance on how to do this to the best of my ability, or if I'm doing anything wrong in regards to this. Oh, I love this question.
It's a good one too.
Oh, tugging at my heartstrings. Congratulations. I'm so pumped that you're studying tarot. So let's see. I'm going to just get a little bit of guidance here for you. What is, what should we do? Something you need to do, something you need to not do, and just a high level card information about your path with the tarot. So something that the lovely Karina should do, something she should not do, and okay. And just some information about your journey. You're going to have a really beautiful relationship with your cards. The high level overall energy that I have, and I'll go ahead and show you. Got the Ace of Cups upright for your tarot journey. So I think that it probably in some way felt like you were called to doing this type of work, as many folks do. And I think it reveals a part of yourself. You've said that you're a bit intuitive, and I feel like that's pulled you a bit more into your confident seat of saying that you are an intuitive person, which is beautiful. So something that you should do, and this is interesting. So something to do and something to not do. So something to do. This is the Eight of Cups upright. And to me, I'm going to just also show you what not to do. I have the Eight of Wands in reverse. So to not do, I feel like avoid taking in too many different conflicting sources of information when you're trying to learn. Perhaps if you can stick with one path and tread it for a while, whether it's a certain type of deck or a certain school of training, reading one book all the way through and really sinking your teeth into it, finding just a reputable path that has been trodden and sort of, I would say, try and I would say study. What's that saying? Learn the rules like Sharon loves this. Squirrel loves this. It's like learn the rules like a student so you can break them like an artist, or something like that. Yeah, so continue on your study. Great things coming with your tarot readings.
I definitely say something similar to that, and I always tell everybody that's studying the tarot, put the book aside. You need to connect. Don't connect with the definition yet. Connect with your cards first.
Yes, and that was something that I did, and I am just so grateful that I have that. When I first got my cards, I had a book, and I went through card by card and wrote down what I thought the card meant, and then I looked up if it was right in the book afterwards. And even going back now, it's such a valuable thing to be able to look back at what your initial thoughts were on these cards before you heard how someone else read them or what they supposedly mean. Those initial experiences you have with the card, it might take a bit more time and be a little more cumbersome, but write them down. They're so precious.
That's what I have my students do. I have them write on the side of the cards what they're feeling. And then they go back and look and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe I was right. Right. Because you connected versus there's one thing about studying, but there's another thing about connecting. And if you have that connection, just like I tell everybody, if you have a hammer, doesn't make you a carpenter. Just because you have tarot cards doesn't make you a psychic.
Right.
You have to connect. You have to be able to use that tool. It's a tool for you.
It's
an analogy. She says, very cool, Cassidy. Look at all those flowers. Look at all them flowers.
Oh, thank you. Yes, it is. And it's like anything else, it's a skill, right? Like you have to learn to really work with that skill, hone your craft, right? Practice. Live and breathe with the cards.
Exactly. I say put them beside your bedside. Every time I get a new deck of cards, I always sit it by my bedside. So when I'm in my sleep state, all of that energy that I'm radiating at that point, the cards are doing the same thing for me, and I'm bonding with them and connecting with them, and really and if I sit them there for at least a month because I have like 10,000 decks of cards and 2 of my own that I've created. But we have that bond. When I was creating my cards, that bond was unbelievable.
Wow.
And trust me, when I talk with that deck, people are like, okay, Journey, shut up. Get out of that closet. I'm like, I'm sorry. I do that naturally, but I have a way to block it. But when I'm using them cards, there's no walls, there's no doors, no boundaries. I'm like, I'm going to set these to the side. You're not ready for that deck yet.
That's so
Let's
beautiful.
get a couple reads. Let's get a couple reads in before we got that far.
You have no idea how much you've helped me. Oh, thank you so much, Karina. I'm so glad.
Reads.
I really appreciate that. I will say, Journey, with what you said, is like, because I'm gonna swallow my own tongue here. I heard about the having your cards, either under your pillow or by you while you were sleeping, and I thought that was the most ridiculous thing I had ever heard. I was like, you're not, I realize they're paper, but and this is something that happens in the last 3 months. I had a deck that it lived in my purse, and I just put it on my nightstand because I was too lazy to walk it upstairs and to put it into my reading desk. Anyway, I picked it up to do a reading after it had been sitting for probably a month of just me not cleaning my room, and it was speaking so clearly. It was like it was yelling. Like the cards were coming so fast. It was so literal. It felt like genuinely reading a book. I had to swallow my own pride with that one because I'm like, I thought this was all the way ridiculous. And that deck, man, it just was absolutely on fire. So way too cool. Anyways.
Absolutely.
It works.
Right. It does. It does. That's why I tell people, put it beside your bed.
Yep.
Do it. All right. So we have time for one more reading, guys, and then we're going to call it a night. So who do we have as our last reading of the night? Katie H. Katie, go ahead. I'm so used to say go ahead and post your question, but we already have that question. So here we go, Cassidy.
Katie, oh, lovely. Thank you so much for your question. What do you have to say? So, hello, Journey and Cassidy, loving your energies tonight. My question is, can you tell me what will happen in regards to these forms I filled in and when I will hear back with a response? Please and thank you, lovelies. Appreciate you. Oh, thank you. Okay, so I just read the question and then I got all lost in your emojis. Tell me what will happen in regards to these forms I filled in and when I'll hear back with a response. Okay. What is going to happen with the forms you filled in? Let's get that first. What will happen in regards to the forms? Show me the forms. Okay. Well, I don't know if it was a bit of an uphill battle getting those forms done. Like it was hard to understand exactly what was expected of you or what needed to be done to the level of detail that they needed it to. It kind of just seems like these were perhaps a bit of a hassle, but the two cards here of what's going to happen in regards to them, I got the Knight of Coins upright and the Chariot upright, which seems to me like you actually were very meticulous in filling those out and you checked all the boxes such that it can move forward beautifully and actually with quite a lot of speed. I think whatever it was these forms were for, whatever it's doing, it's going to go and do the thing. So great. Really, I think, I think what the forms were meant to do is going to happen. When will you get a response? When will Katie get a response? Oh, interesting. I don't know if this is too late. I'm getting kind of, what is that called? Winter solstice? Plus or minus? I'm thinking the shortest day of the year, plus minus a week-ish time frame. So what is that? December 21st? Mid-December to early January is the time frame that's coming forward for you, my darling. So great job on your forms. Look at that. The Knight of Pentacles. I think you did a really good job, despite them being perhaps not all the way clear. But they'll go out into the world and do you proud. Thank you so much for your question. I really appreciate it. And thank you. That was wonderful. Okay.
I am here.
Where did he go?
All right. Well, guys, that is the end of our show. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. We do appreciate it. Cassidy, welcome to the team. Thank you so much for everything you've done tonight. We do appreciate it, and we're looking forward to working with you more and getting a chance to allow everybody to get a reading with you. And guys, if you guys would like to get a chance to get another reading with us, you can go to our show tomorrow night, 8 p.m. That's when we start. We're going to be here for a couple hours. and enjoying all that time and energy, you guys can go to mypsychicconnection.com if you'd like to get a one-on-one reading. You can choose the psychic of your choice. And guys, we are here 5 days a week, starting on Monday with Journey Ryan, 10 p.m. Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern with Destiny K. And then at 9 p.m. Eastern, we are with Elise Raven. Wednesday, we are here with Danielle. Danielle Hartz will be here at 8 p.m. Elise will be at 9 p.m. Thursday, we're going to be now. Next Thursday is a big day, guys. We've got 3 readers that day. We've got Destiny K at 7 p.m. And then at 8 p.m., we've got Danielle Hart. And then at 10 p.m., we've got Cassidy the Card Slinger. So, guys, get a chance. Thursday is going to be a big one. And then, of course, we've got Fridays where we always have fun and you have multiple psychics to do readings with. So it's going to be a great time. And, guys, check out the website. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. We've got some things that are coming out on our YouTube channel that you won't see on Facebook. So make sure you're going to My Psychic Connection Live. Check that out. And we thank you. From everyone here, we want to say thank you so much. Cassie, it's been amazing. Thank you for joining us tonight. Your readings were so on point, and I love how you read. Your energy is awesome, and welcome to the team.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
We're excited to have you, trust me. And from everyone here at My Psychic Connection, we want to say thank you so much. Thanks to everybody in the back for making this such a smooth transition. We appreciate you. We love you. We give you all the love that we can. And if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have this run so smoothly. And for all of you guys who watch and listen, we appreciate it, because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here. Thank you guys so much. And we will see you tomorrow, 8 p.m. Don't miss out. Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.